Hi, my name is Maryna and I'm a public speaking coach. And today I want to talk about virtual presentations. Now, virtual presentations are different from regular virtual meetings where there's a little bit more room for play and a little bit more room for error because it's your presentation, you want to do a good job, and you want to leave a good impression. They're also different from regular in-person presentations because your energy tends to die off a little bit through the screen. I don't know if it's because you don't have those live bodies to feed off of, or maybe it's because the person on the other side of the screen just needs a little bit more stimulation out of you in order to stay engaged. But I do want to give you 5 tips in order to make your next presentation a little bit more energetic and engaging. My first tip is to do your proper housekeeping. That means say hello, say thank you, and if possible, acknowledge everybody by name. It makes a huge difference to the people on the other side and it will really perk up their attention. On top of that, I want you to explain where the chat box is, check that everybody's volume is okay, because you don't want to be interrupted with those minor details halfway through your presentation. Also, as a little pro tip, I want you to clear everything off your screen because inevitably you'll open up that email from your grandma in front of everybody. Tip number 2 is to change up your slides. Now, it's actually okay to have a bit more text on your slides, and it's actually okay to read them word for word. This is a big no-no in in-person presentations because you want people to be looking at you and not at your slides. Now, in an online environment, people need something to look at. It's really hard to pay attention to just a talking voice. So they're going to be looking at your slides and reading the text anyway, so might as well make it easy for them and read it word for word. Otherwise, you might be creating a little bit of confusion if you're going off order or if you're paraphrasing too much. Of course, you should still add little examples or little explanations or little asides, but don't feel the need to completely minimize your text. Tip number 3, add more energy with a little over-exaggeration. Like I said, your energy tends to die off when you're speaking to the screen, so you need to give it an extra push. And a good way to do it is to just give it a little bit more exaggeration. Whether that's over-enunciating a little bit or varying up your pitch or your pace or your volume. If you're not overdoing it, then you're underdoing it. Tip number 4, mind your sound quality and your volume. Whenever I've been on podcast interviews, I'm given very specific instructions about having a headset with a mic, and that's to eliminate all the background noise, including the noise from your computer. There's nothing worse than listening to somebody with poor audio. If that's not an option, then I'm going to suggest that you speak up and project. Of course, don't yell. That's going to make it very uncomfortable for everybody, but definitely speak up. The people on the other side can always turn you down if you're too loud, but if you're too quiet and they have to turn you up, then that ruins the sound quality. And finally, tip number 5, stand up and smile while presenting. I find that when I'm sitting, that really wanes my energy over time, whereas if I stand up, I feel dynamic and ready to go. And at the same time, even if people can't see your face, they can definitely hear in your voice if you're smiling. It makes you feel excited to be there, which makes everybody else excited to be there and only projects confidence. So I want to thank you for watching. I really hope that my 5 tips will bring you energy and confidence for your next virtual presentation, and I will see you next time.